Alright, hello YouTube, my name is Garrett Robinson. Welcome to my show Vloganovel on my channel Vloganovel, where I vlog novels. This is the show where I live create books from beginning to end. Everything from outlining to writing the first draft, cover design, editing, formatting for publication, and making the book available for sale online wherever ebooks are sold, from Amazon to Kobo, Barnes & Noble, the iBookstore, Smashwords, and everywhere else. Today we are continuing the editing process for Darkfire, the third book in the Nightblade epic. The first book in the Nightblade epic is, of course, the epic book Nightblade, which is available online wherever fine ebooks are sold. And you can find a link to pre-order Darkfire, the book that we're working on right now, in the description below this video. I certainly hope you will go and check it out. Obviously, been a few days since my last Vloganovel, and now we're getting really close to release date. So we need to buckle down and get a whole lot of editing done in a very short space of time. Yeah, a lot of stuff's been going on. Excitingly, though, the book is going to be releasing in just a couple of weeks now, as well as the bundle of the first 3 books together. Sorry, I'm just checking how many pages there are total. But I have to have the editing done and the final book uploaded by the 18th, which is 8 days away. And with 427 pages in the book, that means I need to be doing, what, about 60 pages a day? Is that right? Is that right? Yeah. Except I should be doing more than that because I need to do the red line editing, which is what we're doing right now, and then I actually need to enter my changes into the book itself. So, we have to be moving very quickly now. Hey, Kristen Stevens, how's it going? Good to see you. So we're going to be doing a few hours of Vloganovel every single day. Basically, I would like to do about 100 pages a day for the next few days, and then go back and enter all of those changes into the book. We are going to be doing a combination of basically doing the red line. Well, basically what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be working off of beta reader feedback and sort of going through the book and entering changes that I think need to be made as notes in the text. So that's what today is going to be. Where is our email? Here we go. Okay. Let's start our hour-long timer because we work in hour-long chunks and get cracking. Hey, Jessamine. Good to see you. I have missed Vloganovels too. Been working on a lot of stuff recently. In exciting news, I have been doing a lot of work, a lot more work with the Sterling and Stone boys, as they're called by me just now. And we have made really awesome strides on selling their Alien Invasion series, which I've sort of been spearheading their marketing efforts on that. And the reason that that's awesome for me in particular is they have a lot more books out than I do. And they also have, just to be perfectly frank, like they have money to sort of play around with. So they're like, Garrett, sell our books for us. Kind of do whatever you need to do, and here's a budget for it. And so I have the opportunity to try a lot of different stuff and see what works. And we've really gotten it working. So as of this morning, actually, now that things are sort of dialed in and working a lot better, I sort of copy pasted everything that I've done for them that's been successful to sell the Darkfire series, the Nightblade series. So hopefully that's going to be really helpful to me, but we'll see. Hey, KJV! Three people watching, two of whom have finished the book. Kristen hasn't yet. I'm literally on pins and needles, not literally, waiting for Kristen to finish because she was very clever to. She was very. It was very important to her that she avoided the spoilers at the end of the book, and I mean, there's a hell of a thing at the end of the book, so I can't wait to see what she's going to think about it. Yeah. But KJV and Jess have finished the book. So, yeah. KJV, I did get your email. I actually have sort of been meaning. I haven't emailed everybody. Some people have sent me, I finished the book and like I haven't responded to all of them, which I don't know why. It's just like I don't have like when people. I don't know. I should have responded to everybody, but I didn't, KJV. But I did get your email. Shit. I messed up a name. I'm making a big X for myself because I think I have become confused. Basically, in this chapter, and a couple of beta readers were confused by this as well. In this chapter, Jor-El tells the story of an ancient high king, and in the universe of Nightblade, king and high king are gender neutral terms. So you can have a woman who is a king or a high king. King just means the ruling person, man or woman. Now, Jor-El tells a story about an ancient high king who was a woman, but then talks as though the high king today is a man. But I think I might have done it differently earlier in the book or later in the book. I think I might have said that the current high king was a woman. So I'm a little bit confused. And so my beta readers were a little bit confused, obviously. So I'm making a big X for myself so that later I can I can see what's what and then hopefully come back and find it pretty easily. Another fairly common piece of feedback from beta readers, especially Kristen, is how unlikable Annis is at the beginning of the book. And I wanted her to go through an arc of starting out unlikable and becoming more relatable by the end in this book. Or rather, starting out somewhat understandably upset, becoming unsympathetic, and then sort of rallying back, like going through a whole, curve. But I think I overdid it, definitely in the beginning, at least. Kristen's comments about Annis are actually one of my favorite things about the Darkfire beta reader feedback, simply because she's creatively incredibly creative in how much she dislikes Annis and in the ways in which she expresses that dislike. It's quite funny. Yeah, so. But now, yeah, reading it back now, I definitely need to tone it down a little bit. Okay, so in this beginning here in chapter 2, Annis is just like really harsh and critical about Zane, and I mean you can somewhat understand it uh, because Zane was a real dick, like a lot. So, but in order to enhance the curve, basically I have her enhance the curve of her character arc. I have her starting out like a little bit more subdued and like saying like passive aggressive things and looking at Zane with a little bit more fear than anger. And every time she feels like she might get into it or wants to get into it, she distracts herself by helping Jem or talking to Lauren or doing something that she thinks will be helpful to the group because she's trying not to be hateful and whatever. But then as things progress and Zane keeps fucking up, because he does fuck up a lot in this book. Like he's still affected by the Magestone sickness. He keeps doing things that are worse and worse and more dangerous to the group. That's what leads Annis to snap. And I think that hopefully by that point she'll still be like, the reader won't necessarily agree with her, but they'll understand. They'll be like, you're going a little bit overboard, Annis, but I really can't blame you because Zane is being a massive dick. Jess, you gave incredibly helpful feedback. Don't say things like that. Your email is actually utterly fantastic. And I think it might, if you add it up by... I'm reasonably certain that just on word count alone, you gave the most feedback. So don't even think for a second that your beta read wasn't incredibly helpful. Everybody, okay. Every single person. I have, apparently, I have like Hollywood syndrome. Because every single person has been like, dude, motherfuckers have like 10 million arrows. Like, how do they have so many goddamn arrows? They have like a bottomless quiver from which just thousands of arrows are always available. I can't wait to get to that section of the book and be like, holy shit, I gave them like 10 billion fucking arrows. There are more arrows in this book than the entire population of planet Earth right now. Seriously, everybody has been like, Garrett, what the fuck? Like, how do they have so many guys? You said specifically that he's only got 2 arrows left, and then he fires like 25 more fucking arrows. Yeah, consumables are super annoying, like when you have to deal with them. But like, I think it's important to remember that like people did, you know. I think all the time. I mean, this is just, you know, probably something kind of unique to me, but I think all the time about Boromir's journey in The Lord of the Rings, and I don't mean his journey with the Fellowship. I mean his journey from Gondor to Rivendell, where he came for the council. Like, you don't really know anything about that journey, but realize realize that the next 2.5 books are dedicated to Pippin and Gandalf. If you think about it this way, Pippin and Gandalf take the next, like, 2.5 books to get to Gondor from Rivendell. Now, obviously, they go through the mines of Moria, and they go up Caradhras, and they go through Lothlorien, and they take this really wide, circuitous route. But still, it takes them 2.5 books to get to Gondor from Rivendell. Boromir did the same journey the opposite direction. You know stuff happened to him. You know that, like, where did he get food? Did he ride the same horse the whole way? What, like, you had to think about these things. It's not just, well, I think I'm going to, it's not like today where you can just be like, well, I'm going to take a road trip to Washington, you know. At the most, if you're really roughing it, maybe you stop halfway to Washington and you stay in a hotel. Or if you're really roughing it, maybe you sleep in your car overnight, you know? But the next morning, you drive through Jack in the Box to get your breakfast sandwich on your way to fucking Washington from LA. That didn't exist back then. Like, you had to have food and you had to eat it smartly. You only have 20 arrows in your quiver. So if you're gonna shoot one of those arrows, you better be real careful about what, like, do you really need to? And you have to try and recover it afterwards. And if one of your arrows breaks or the head snaps off or something like that is a significant effect on your resources. Anyway. Okay. That is the end of this hour of Vloganovel. I am starving, so I'm going to go have lunch, but I'm going to come right back and do another hour immediately. Like I said, I want to chunk through 100 pages a day. So we'll see how well that happens. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for your patience in waiting while I did, you know, literally weeks of no Vloganovel. But we're back. We're gonna finish up this book and we're gonna publish it. And I'm pretty freaking stoked, and I'm really glad to be hanging out with you guys again and working on books. So that's it for now. Hope to see you again in probably about a half an hour after I eat lunch. Bye.